You need balls to be able to handle this advice. If you don't got them, get out of here. I used to be in a band, but this advice can be used for rappers and DJs. Any solo artist is fine. By the way, I'm gonna keep things 100% real. I'm gonna give you advice you've probably never heard of. First and most important step is make a Facebook. I know it's for moms, I know it's for old motherfuckers, but hear me out. Every single connection I've made in the music scene has been on Facebook. Whether it's booking shows, housing out-of-state artists, looking for other artists, making out-of-state connections, it's always been on Facebook. Now, your state somewhere has a decent music scene. All you gotta do is hop on that Facebook search, type in your city or state, and follow it up with whatever genre you're doing. For example, if you're a rapper in California, you're gonna type in California rappers. If you're in a hardcore band from Texas, you're gonna type in Texas hardcore. Explore these pages and you're gonna see loads of shit. You're gonna see promoters looking to book bands and rappers and artists and shit. You're gonna see people promoting shows that you can go to and network. There's even people on there looking to start projects. Better that than like Craigslist. But here's the best part. You can do this with any state. You want to play a show in fucking Florida or New York? Just go to New York Hardcore and type in, hey, looking to play a show this date, and people will respond. Now that we have our Facebook, we have to start making moves. Get your lazy ass off that fucking chair and start going to shows, dude. You're gonna meet the crowd, the security guard, the bands and artists. Most importantly, you're going to meet the promoter slash booker and the venue owner. If someone is promoting and booking shows, they 100% know people, and you want to play live, right? Well, a booker can take care of you. Not only could they put you on shows, but they could put you on good shows. If a touring band or artist is going to play at your local venue, you can just hit up your booker and be like, hey man, I want to hop on this show. Then the promoter can throw you on as like the opening act or something, but keep in mind, you have to ask for it. This applies to anything you want to grow in. You have to be annoying. You want to get put on a show? Hit that booker up on Facebook Messenger. If that doesn't work, you're gonna email them. Try Instagram DMs. Still no reply? You're gonna show up in person and ask him. Get some sort of response from them, because the worst they can say is no. They're not gonna find you. So you gotta go out and you gotta go find them. And when you're in this phase of like going to shows and networking, just make sure you're going to the right show. There's no such thing as going to a wrong show, because someone always knows someone. But you gotta find where the music scene is at. Facebook has this feature where you can make events, and most of the time shows are on there. You can get a good grasp of how many people are gonna pull up or not. There's like a, are you going? Yes, no, maybe tab thing, so you can get a grip. But just keep in mind, you don't want to go to a show where half the bill is like cover bands of like Pink Floyd and shit, and the other half is just fucking 50-year-old dudes that don't want to shave their balding head yet. Just try to go to poppin' shows. Now keep in mind, not every show is gonna be poppin', but you just gotta bear with the slower times. Become a regular at these venues, meet everyone, be a part of the music scene. And if you have something of value, that's even better. You know how to use fucking Photoshop, make flyers for everyone. Be the flyer guy. That's what I did. Got a camera, be a photographer for the music guys. You know, they like that shit. Just do something to be a part of the scene. Here's the biggest thing you could do to be a part of the scene. I did mention meeting the venue owner at these shows. Here's why. You meet the venue owner, you can talk to him about promoting and booking your own shows. That way you can cut the middleman out entirely. You're in control of who's playing the shows and the order of the bill, and if you want to hop on that show yourself or not. If you're regularly going to these shows, you're going to be able to see which bands draw the most crowd. That way you can build your own bill and throw your own poppin' ass shows. And if you're throwing poppin' shows, you could put yourself on these shows and boom, you got a bigger crowd than you normally draw, instead of just playing to two of your friends and like all the other bands and rappers and artists that are playing the show. If you're a promoter, you're not only going to meet the local bands, you're going to meet bands from out of state. Treat these out-of-state musicians the right way, and they're going to treat you the right way. If they're a touring band, they have a ton of connections. These connections could get you in out-of-state shows or introduce you to bigger artists, and they'll have your name in their mouth, which is always a good thing. Now, I'm talking about networking and making connections and all this shit, but I didn't even tell you the most important part. You should be paying me for this shit. I'm giving it to you on a gold plate, dude. Here's the advice. Make music. Yep, that's right. Who would have guessed it? You gotta make music. You can do everything I'm telling you in this video, but if you're not making music, if you don't have the music, what's the point? You You might as well start applying to your local Walmart or some shit. There are so many bands and artists that play shows, make merch, try to farm social media clout, and they don't even have music out. If you're playing a huge show and there's important people at that show and they enjoy your live set, they 100% fucked with you, they hop on like YouTube and look you up and you have no music out, how the fuck are they supposed to bump to you at home? Make sure you're prepared. And here's an example of a very, very, very silly mistake. A video went viral a few years back of this kid named Gambo. He was rapping in this corner store thing and it was fucking heat. That shit was fire. I fell in love with the dude. I looked the guy up and there's no music out. This video got so many views. I'm pretty sure it was in the millions. This one TikTok could have literally made the man's career, but unfortunately he just wasn't prepared. So before you make these big ass moves, just make sure you have the bed of content to back it up. I'm not saying you need an entire album professionally made, 400 songs. You don't need that. Just have a few singles, maybe like a little EP or something, 2-3 songs, that's fine. An emo band from my hood, they started playing shows and they only had 2 songs out, 1 EP, and it wasn't even professionally done or anything, but it was good enough to get the ball rolling. Now they have 18K monthly listeners on Spotify. They're associated with labels and they even had a whole tour lined up. And again, the EP wasn't like professional. It doesn't have to sound that great. There's a charm about like DIY music, and it's your first like batch of music. No one is expecting it to sound crazy. As long as the quality is good enough to just be able to bump to, you're golden. People tend to over budget their first few tracks and this is just not ideal. See your first few songs as just like baby steps. You gotta learn to crawl, you gotta learn to walk, you gotta learn to run. Cause I'd hate to see you drop 4K on like this big professional like 12 song album, another 500 on merch, another like 1,000 on a music video, just for a batch of songs you're gonna absolutely hate in a few months. Your music is gonna evolve as time goes by and you're gonna get better. The first song you write is cool because it's like, fuck yeah, I just wrote my first song ever, but you're so excited you're not even like really reviewing the song or anything. So you're just gonna put out some bullshit just because you're excited and you're gonna regret it. Listen to this. This is what The Story So Far put out in like 2010. It sounds like shit. Now, 8 years later, with 1 million monthly Spotify listeners, this is how they sound now. You just can't rush perfection. Plus, you can always go label shopping with these first few tracks and get some help on your next record. You can just send them out to a bunch of labels and see who's interested in you, if you want to take that route. Well, you don't really need a label in 2023, just saying. Now, let's say you got the music in the chamber and you got all the connects. You got like a venue owner or like a promoter on your team. I'd suggest you just have a bunch of stickers to just give it out for free for this next step, and having merch is extremely optional. But the best thing you can do now with your music in the chamber, you just throw an EP release show or like a single release show. I'm gonna assume you have 0 listeners, you have 0 supporters, you got 0 people coming out to your shows. Like no one supports you. Let's just say no one supports you. This is how you're gonna get the ball rolling. By this time, you should know all the local acts, if not most of them. You're gonna know who draws the most crowd and who doesn't. So you're gonna throw a 4 to 5 artist show. And these acts are gonna be people that either sound like you or you know their crowd is going to be into you. This is how you're gonna order the acts. This is like the template flyer we're going to use here. The opening act is going to be artist A. No one likes being the opening act. No one likes to open the show because not too many people are here yet, but someone's got to do it. And tonight it's not going to be you. So whoever draws the least amount of people, they're going to be the openers. Now you have artist B. This is going to be the second artist of the night, and you're going to be able to feel the vibe a little bit. A little more people showed up, so let's break the ice. Artist B is going to be the second smallest artist, and we're going to fucking support him. Start a pit, we're going to start jumping around, we're going to start moshing, we're going to do whatever we have to do. We just got to break the ice. That's our job. Let's get that small crowd hyped. And a lot of people want to get hyped, but they're just too shy to do it. So they're gonna need someone like us. If you're in a band, that's fucking perfect, because all it takes is like 3 to 5 people to start getting shit hyped. I'm telling you, you get 3 motherfuckers to start moving, the whole place is gonna be jumping. The whole place. And you know why we need people to start moving now, right? It's because the next 2 slots Oh my God, that's juicy, bro. That is juicy. This is the peak of the party. Slot number 3, oh my God. That's where you want to be. Slot 3 is good because most of the people showed up by now. You got the crowd moving. They've had their few drinks already. So even if they don't know you, they're still going to go crazy because the ice is already broken. And everyone is going to have a good time because you're going to absolutely destroy your fucking set, dude. Just make sure you mention your name a few times so the crowd knows who you are. They're going to be drunk. They might fucking forget. So say it a few times. And also be sure to mention a few times that you dropped your new music. Now, slot 4 and 5, they're pretty similar because these two are going to be the powerhouses of the night. These are going to be the biggest acts and pretty much the entire reason why these people came out tonight. I know because it's your party, it kind of feels weird that you're not closing the night. But trust me, if no one knows who you are, no one is going to stay. If you decide to close the night, by the time it's your go, it's going to be a fucking ghost town, dude. No one is going to be there. So have the big boys play last because that's what they're there for. Their job is to bring the people in. And boom, you got a really good release party. Good job. Hopefully throughout the night, you gave out a bunch of free stickers, made some friends, you had fun, maybe exchanged a ton of social medias with people, maybe got some listeners. And if the people were there and your shit was jumping, they're gonna want to go to more shows. Now, I have a bunch more advice, but if you want something now, you can click right here. This is how I got a creator with almost 500,000 subscribers to collab with me. And you can use this advice on your music journey too. But if you are interested in a advice video for music specifically, just let me know in the comments. I have so much shit. I could make like 5 more parts.